welcome to the space. If this video found you, it's no accident, so come on, let's get cozy, let's get clear and grounded and inspired. All right, once you get to know me, you'll know that I love to riff. Freestyling is how I flow. I trust myself enough to show up and just say what needs to be said. And that took practice. So today's theme is self-trust. And I'll just take a few steps back. Mystic Maya here. Hi. I feel like I already know you. Most likely if you're here, we're from the same soul tribe. And it's such an honor to be here with you. So thank you for feeling the pull, the call, the curiosity, and having the courage to just be here. Ooh, I love the smoke. This is so cool. Wow, this is art. We got the smoke of the Palo Santo. We got the rainbow codes with us. We got the butterfly wisdom. Wow. So speaking of self-trust, oh, what a vital pillar of knowing thyself, right? So I'm going to use Gabrielle Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back deck to kind of guide the riff on self-trust. And if anyone is looking for the symbol of an owl today, you just found it. So let that be confirmation. And I'm so curious now what that symbol is confirming for you. So if you feel comfortable to share, you can share down below. Let me know. I love to ask the universe for a sign. I'm all about signs and symbols, and it's insane how the universe always delivers, always. And if it doesn't, that's a sign too. Gabby taught me that actually. All right. Dear archangels, spirit, masters, teachers, loved ones of the highest love, light, and abundance, and compassion, what do we need to know today? What does the collective need to know today? Allow me to be a vessel, a clear vessel, strip myself from my ego, and allow me to just deliver this from a place of love. A card already came out, but let's see. There will be another message. Okay. So we have the presence of love will always cast out fear. Yes. And we got, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Wow. So we really have the energy of love here in these cards. And we're going to connect that with self-trust, because I do believe that love and self-trust go together for sure. I mean, love is like the common denominator to everything we do in life. Oh, to that. So let's see. When I think about self-trust, what comes to me is living in alignment, living an embodied life, living from a place that is based on your energy and your values and your boundaries and your own inner courageous compass that was given to you when you were born. Your soul came into this beautiful body vessel with a blueprint, a mission to complete. A lot of us sometimes get so caught up, at the beginning, before the ascension journey, when we're still stuck in victimhood, which no judgment, because we've all been there. You have to start in the shadows sometimes. Oftentimes you start in the shadows and then you slowly graduate. That's not the word I wanted to use. I wanted to use gravitate, but graduate also works towards the light. We start in the shadow and we graduate at some point to the light. We ascend. And it's literally this arc of life, of lessons, of tribulations, of stories, of victories, of, triumphs that ended up being the greatest gift we can get. Because again, life Life is duality, but it's also the Trinity effect. We have right, wrong, left, right, good, bad, but we also have what lies in the middle of those two, and that's the Trinity effect, in my words. I know there's like, in Christianity, there's actually the Trinity effect, but I'm kind of using it in a different way. And I probably will need to find a different name for it, but right now the Trinity effect just comes into place because it really is this triangular effect of like, you have the duality here, but then the top one is the gray area. It's the unknown, it's the magic, it's what you and your frequency, your energy, your soul's blueprint brings to the base of the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the light, the shadow, and so forth. The female, the masculine, feminine, the masculine. So there's always this dance, and then there's like the balance, the spine, the you, which is so special. And where does self-trust come into this? Well, self-trust, when I think about it, it's understanding the duality of life, seeing it for what it is, but also having the courage to zoom out, taking that bird's eye point of view, like an owl, a wise owl, with no judgment, and just looking at things as they are from a neutral space, and choosing what feels good to you. Not what your mom said, not what your dad said, not what your uncle said, not what your auntie said, not what society says, and not what your best friend said. What you think and feel is true to you. What lies here? Whatever lies here is a part of your self-trust. Because what is self? Self is a part of your identity. Your soul's identity is limitless, but when we put our soul in our body, in this meat suit, where we need labels to navigate, we got to choose wisely. And choosing wisely is a journey. We don't know everything off the bat. If we did, what's the point of coming down to earth as a soul? If we already knew all the answers, what's the point? Being human is about discovery, is about remembering. And that's the greatest gift. It can feel like a burden. And I don't want to bypass the fact that sometimes when we're like in that ascension journey of just trying to figure out like what is our purpose on this planet, and we're like weaving through just all of the toxic bull shiznits that we've been given to weave through and choose again and reprogram and recycle, transmute, understand, hold space for, cry in honor for the fact that you've chosen to be a generational curse breaker, which takes cojones, takes courage, it takes self-trust. I know that I'm just riffing here, and hopefully this spiral of things that I'm saying makes sense, but if it doesn't, that's okay too. Nothing in life is ever wasted. And that's like something that I learned throughout my journey of studying Nichiren Buddhism. I don't practice avidly anymore like I used to. However, Nichiren Buddhism is in my heart, and it got me to this point today, so I'm so grateful for it. And my mentor, he's still my mentor, even though I don't practice every day, and RIP Daisaka Keita, because he's like the first person that talks about peace in a way that is doable, like the ordinary human can do. But what he really was an advocate about is, amongst many other things, but it's just like he talks a lot about how nothing in life is ever wasted. And I really hold that in my heart until this day, because it's so easy to get caught up in the fact that, oh my God, I'm turning 33 and I don't have X, Y, Z. We're always comparing ourselves to the outside world, our friends, society, a stranger, whatever the fuck. But like, at the end of the day, your path is your path. It's unique to you. Your soul had to learn certain lessons, and sometimes it takes more than one time to end a cycle. It takes us some time until we realize, like, opa, there's a pattern here. Do I want to keep giving energy to this toxic pattern that is not valuable to my higher self? Sometimes the answer is yes, because it's too much to hold space for all the fears, all the unworthiness, all of the just lower frequency that is like stuck in our DNA and our tissues and our everything, and we just need to feel safe, so we still go with the toxic thing even though we know, or maybe we don't know, that it's just not good for us. But there is a moment where it clicks, and that's the moment when it like all aligns and you're like, maybe that isn't the best thing for me. That's where we have to bring self-trust into the equation. And I'm a big, big advocate for healthy habits. I've been pretty much waking up at 5 since I was in the 2nd grade, but I'm an old soul, so I don't know if I'm the best example. But for me, morning habits sets the tone of my day, because if you think about it, right when you wake up, you determine the intention of your day, or you have the possibility, the infinite possibility to determine the tone, the style, the flow of your day. Are you waking up and saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I have to go to work? Or are you waking up and saying, another beautiful day to practice life, to put my energy towards something that I love? It's always up to you. And there's no right or wrong answer, because we're all evolving at our own time and our own space. Now, the presence of love will always cast out fear. Fear is inevitable. It's a part of the game of life. The thing is, we forget that fear is our friend. Fear tells us whether we're literally in danger and we have to like fight for our life and protect ourselves literally, but it can also tell us where we need to do the work, where the shadows are. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Fear is beautiful. Fear is precious. Fear allows us to understand where we need to get clarity. And that is a gift, my friend. And bringing it back to just healthy habits, right? Because some of us, we feel like, oh my God, I know I got to do better, but there's like this fear of like, I don't know, failing before you even started. Okay, did it? It's still going, okay. I was like, oh no, I lost the video. It's 14 minutes of riffing here. Lost my train of thought in that. We're talking about habits. Okay. So sometimes we get caught up in the fact that like, we're gonna fail even before we start, because anyways, like doing something new takes a lot of courage and just like discipline. And sometimes who has the energy for discipline? Because technically staying the same, it works. You complain, but it works. So you need a sense of like, determination to end the fucking cycle, to really get down with it. And let's just say you had an epiphany, you had your awakening, and you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I don't want this anymore. I want to be accountable for my karma, and it's time to own my past, but also own my present, because my present creates my future. And I don't want to hold on all the gunk of my past, because I'm not who I was yesterday. I am who I am today. And that's the beauty of creating a ritual for yourself, or rituals that work for you, that help you build this solid foundation of self-trust. How do you build self-trust? Through consistent effort with grace. Because again, perfection is an illusion. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What matters is showing up. And if you don't show up the next day because you didn't feel like it, the matters that you show up the next day and the next day after that. Because over a long period of time, you're not going to see that one day you didn't show up. You're going to see the consistency of the days you did show up and what you learned in that, okay? So a cool way that helped me to build consistency is, or consistency and self-practice, because they really go, I said self-practice, I meant self-trust, but that's kind of cool. Self-practice. So to build consistency and self-practice, which go like this, you make a promise to yourself. And this promise can be small. It don't gotta be no big thing. For example, you can say, I want to build self-trust, so I'm gonna wake up every day and drink water with lemon. And be accountable for that. Whether you get a buddy to text and be like, hey, I need an accountability buddy. So I'm gonna text you a lemon every day that I do this, just to like have someone to cheer me on. Or you can literally get a piece of paper and like create a checklist, and every time you drink water with lemon, we're just gonna title it, you do X, 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 X. Simple. And on the days that you forget, you just come back to yourself and you give yourself a hug. Literally, I know it's silly, but you just give yourself a hug and say, it's okay, you forgot today. You're only human. You'll try again tomorrow. Or 11:59 p.m., you're drinking that water with lemon. What matters is that you do it with grace, compassion, and fluidity. Sometimes we're trying to like push ourselves to just be so perfect, but what is perfection? It really is just not understanding that we can do more with less. Because there's always a stream of love supporting your dreams. Always. Even when you can't see it, it's around you. Always. All right, I riffed for quite a while, and I feel like I kind of went from here to there, to there, to here, to here, to there. But take what you need and leave behind what you don't. And that's about it. I believe in you, and self-trust really comes from that belief and that inner work of just sitting with thyself, observing the light, observing the dark, and seeing what lies in between. What lies in between is your medicine. It's your victory. It's your creativity. It is your power. It is your peace. Life is not black or white. It's multicolored, multidimensional. And that's you, my friend. You're multidimensional. You don't fit in a box. And that's what makes you really unique. So, practice self-trust in your own beautiful way. Maybe this is just a reminder that you can trust yourself. Permission begins by setting an intention and setting the space to sit in stillness and receive, or just slow down, quiet the monkey mind, get into the body, get into the heart. The body does keep score of everything. So spend time with the body. Tap it, move it, flow it. Build self-trust by just making time for yourself to do the things that you love, because self-trust is consistency, but it's also confidence. And when we're confident, we show up and trust the unknown better. We trust the stream of love that is supporting our dreams 24/7. The presence of love will always cast out fear. Knowing thyself, loving thyself casts out fear. That's it for today. The light in me sees the light in you. See you soon.